Yeah, that's a great question. And of course, this is a continuing conversation within our field as far as not IPs that are non-nurses. So I will say, as I started out, thankfully, and I think that a part of the culture related to non-nurse IPs is also our predecessors. So if you're entering into a healthcare organization that previously had individuals that may, thought there was a mixture of individuals from certain backgrounds. Maybe they had a nurse and a medical technologist. So they were, from another profession. I think that it's kind of an easier transition within the role if those that came before you were not necessarily nurses, or there wasn't the requirement for an extended period of time for the IP to be a nurse. So thankfully, I did not necessarily have to deal with any challenges per se related to that. Of course, in learning about IP, you do have to become acclimated to kind of clinical components. However, they are teachable, and it doesn't, from my purview, require that you have the background of a nurse. But I have, navigated to other healthcare organizations within the same health system as my initial IP opportunity. So in going to other health hospitals within that health system, some of the organizations, they only had a nurse. So when I came in, I think that for anyone that's going into a role where historically they've only ever had nurses, I think that that's an opportunity for you to introduce yourself and set the playing field related to what you will bring to the organization. I think that from my experience, I let individuals know that, hey, this is my background. I'm a medical technologist, microbiologist by background. I am not a nurse. However, I'm here as a subject matter expert in infection prevention and control, board certified, and here to, be a resource to you within the organization. And I think that, from my experience, I did not receive any complications related to that, because I think that at least when you're coming into a role, whereas there's always been a nurse within the role, when you are someone who displays your knowledge and skills and some level of IP experience prior to that, people respect that. But also when you don't know something, you are very open and honest and transparent, and you get back to those individuals and to convene with your literature review, do your research, and you're providing and consulting with your other IP colleagues as well, but you're providing comprehensive recommendations, and you're setting a tone to be a respected figure within the organization, and you work on that. I think that will assist with the transition into that particular role when there's historically been a nurse within the position.